From 1993 to 1998, a small rural town in Pennsylvania lived in fear. 17 people vanished without a trace. No bodies, no blood, no signs of struggle. Locals whispered about a legend. A silent butcher who moves like a shadow. They called him the Shadow Butcher. It all began on a quiet Thursday evening. Eli Turner, 26, was heading home from his late shift. He lived alone on the outskirts of town. His friends described him as quiet, kind, and always on time. But that night he never made it home, and something was waiting in the darkness. No one saw what happened that night, but neighbors reported hearing strange noises near Eli's house. A faint whisper, footsteps, and then silence. The police found his front door wide open the next morning. Inside, nothing was stolen, but Eli was gone without a trace. His only clue, a single bloody knife left on the floor. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no sign of Eli Turner. His disappearance was all people could talk about. Then something strange began to happen. Letters started arriving at random houses across town. Each one was handwritten with shaky, uneven ink. Inside were horrifying stories, too detailed to be fiction. Some letters described screams in the woods. Others spoke of someone watching from the trees at night. All were signed the same way, with a single black fingerprint. People began burning the letters out of fear, but more would appear the next day, sometimes at their doorstep. The final line in every message was always the same. I am always watching, waiting in the shadows. 2 weeks after the letters began, it happened again. A woman named Sarah Monroe never came home from her evening walk. The only thing left behind was her scarf, torn and stained with something dark. Near the river, police found symbols carved into the rocks. Some looked like runes. Others were just deep, angry cuts. No body, no witnesses, just silence and scratches on stone. Locals gathered, demanding answers. The sheriff said, "This town has seen strange things before." But no one believed it would happen again. And no one saw the figure watching from the tree line that night. The riverbank became a place no one dared to go near. The strange carvings were deeper now, fresh like they had just been made. Some said they glowed faintly under the moonlight. Police marked them, photographed them, then left without answers. One symbol looked like an eye, another like a blade. Locals started calling them marks of the butcher. The more they appeared, the more people went missing. It felt like the rocks were warning them or mocking them. No one knew if the killer was leaving a message or if the stones themselves had started to speak. Her name was Daniela Cross, just 14 years old. She disappeared on her way home from school. Her backpack was found at the edge of the woods. Inside was her phone, recording for 4 hours. The audio was faint, but a whisper repeated, "She sees me, she sees me, she sees me." Police shut down the school for a week. Parents refused to let their children go out alone. But fear doesn't stop the shadows, and the killer was already choosing the next name. The mayor held a press conference, promising answers. He called the disappearances isolated incidents, but no one believed him anymore. Posters of the missing covered store, windows and street poles. A quiet panic spread. People started locking doors before sunset. Even the churches weren't safe. Someone broke into one at midnight. They found strange drawings on the altar and blood on the floor. The town priest left the next day without a word. Nobody knew where he went or if he'd seen something. But one thing was certain, the killer was no longer hiding. Neighbors near the old steel factory started reporting noises, screams, metal dragging, children crying. Police searched the place but found nothing. Again. Except for one thing, a small notebook bound in leather, hidden behind a wall. It had names. All the missing ones written in red ink, and one more name added at the bottom, Detective Lauren Bishop. She was leading the investigation, and that night she didn't come home. The next morning, officers visited Lauren's apartment. Her car was still parked outside, lights on, front door locked from the inside, but no one answered. They broke in, no sign of struggle, no blood, and something written on the bathroom mirror. She asked too many questions. Written in condensation like someone just breathed it out. There were no fingerprints, no DNA, nothing. It was like she vanished, just like the rest. A week after Lauren disappeared, the station received a strange envelope. No sender, just her name written in red ink. Inside was a torn piece of notebook paper, scrawled handwriting, panic in every dot stroke. It read, "He's not human. He watches from the dark. Don't trust the faces." Then a smear of something brown. Was it blood? The handwriting matched Lauren's, but she never had time to write it, unless she knew she was being hunted. And this was her last warning. Detective Alan Reyes stared at the letter for hours. It was her handwriting, no doubt, but who delivered it and when? The station's cameras caught nothing. Alan started digging through Lauren's files. She had been tracking a man named Vincent Hale, a face that appeared in 5 different crime scenes. Over 30 years. Same face, no aging. Alan showed the photo to an old officer. The man went pale. "He investigated my brother's murder in '89, the old cop said. But that was him. Same face, same voice. Alan's blood ran cold. Lauren was right. He wasn't human. Alan drove straight to Maple Grove Cemetery, where Lauren had last reported seeing Vincent. It was nearly midnight. The wind howled like voices warning him to leave. He walked between the gravestones with his flashlight. Then he saw it, a freshly dug grave. No marker. Alan stepped closer. Inside was a single object, Lauren's badge. Suddenly a whisper behind him. She wanted the truth too. He spun around. No one. Then at the far end of the cemetery, he saw Vincent standing beneath an old tree, smiling. Exactly the same as the photos. Not a day older. Alan raised his gun. Vincent didn't move. He only whispered, "You'll bury more than bodies tonight." Then he vanished. And Lauren's badge? Still warm. Alan stood over the open grave. Lauren lay inside, barely breathing. He pulled her out with trembling arms. Suddenly, Vincent appeared. Gun in hand, face calm. "You're too late, detective." Alan aimed, but Vincent shot first. The bullet hit Alan in the shoulder. He dropped. Vincent approached Lauren, his gun shaking slightly, but Lauren grabbed Alan's pistol, and without a word, fired one perfect shot, straight through Vincent's forehead. He dropped instantly. Lauren stood over his body. That was for all of them. Police arrived minutes later. Alan survived. The case was closed. Vincent Kane, serial killer, manipulator, monster, was dead. Lauren resigned from the force, but never forgot their names. She visits their graves every year, not as a detective, but as someone who finally gave them peace.